the bottom left-hand side, the man that proudly drinks some boots on his stream and sends people back to the lobby. It's iNSUPERABLE. On the other side, in the yellow, Fortust Gaming and America, it's CrunCher. And your two wonderful casters for game one, Carson and Bidoo.
Bogchamp. Ricky, have we casted together on the big stage yet?
I don't
Just
think
you
we
and
have.
me.
And I've been qualifiers, yes, but I've been waiting so long to share a moment like this with you. And it's an undead versus human. We talk about how CrunCher, first of all, going Archmage and INSUP going Death Knight, so we're not going to see any Crypt Lord on this map, but we talk a lot about how CrunCher's worst matchup is undead, right?
Yep.
But do you think that's still doesn't matter because he's just so strong in every matchup?
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. He says it's really weak. He says it's really imbalanced, which a lot of humans do at this point. I'm starting to believe him, but, you know, he doesn't show it. He gets that expo up. He gets that beautiful SimCity, as we like to call it, at that expansion with the two towers behind the double arcane. He holds that Pit Lord push like a champion every single time without failure, and he just destroys all these NA chumps. Every time. Every time. Doesn't seem to take any work to do it.
Yeah, a little crazy. Maybe a little bit comes down to the Archmage control too. He's just able to always right-click that DK. And we've seen that left, right, and center. Just wanted to say that because it tilts the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
DK coming out for INSUP. And what is the play here? It looks like it's going to be late Fiends. He's going to pop the Skellies and then just go creep, or does he go straight across the map? Because CrunCher looks like he's going to creep some big stuff with his militia. Might actually lose the Acolyte. Oh, he doesn't lose the Acolyte.
Is he going? He's going for the Merc camp, but look at the militia duration. He spent so much time attacking that Acolyte, which he kind of needed to because the Acolyte was going for a block on the militia, that he needs to just send it back and creep the green camp, Rick. And this means he can't creep the Merc camp. This means no Troll Shadow Priest, which he can't abolish these skeletons coming in for the harass on INSUP side. This is kind of a weird opener already. Like, this is very, very strange. There's
Seems very good
Elemental,
for INSUP too. Nice pickoff, yeah, from INSUP, and now INSUP has he's not going to be able to find any luck with low militia to try to coil some units, but yeah, this definitely slows down CrunCher's creeping. Don't you want to already have like level 2 by now? Good item.
Yeah.
Are under attack.
It's actually worth noting. It's worth noting when CrunCher played against Duck, he said, all I had to do was creep level 3 Archmage, take the expansion slow and patiently, and I'm the better player, so I will win. That's what he did against Duck. Maybe that's how he feels against INSUP. He's just taking it slow. He's going to patiently creep to level 3 and take the expansion later on, you know, a couple dots into the first night, perhaps. And yeah, that's so far what we're seeing.
Yeah, and we're seeing INSUP just like stick to his bread and butter, just super aggressive. He's getting a lot of camps here. And Carson, what is the point of like, okay, CrunCher really needs level 2. Like now he has to maybe creep this green out for a little bit, maybe pick off some Skellies. But what's the next creep route now that half of his green at the top camp has been stolen?
Yeah, that's kind of rough because that does deny the level 2, getting a couple of those creeps stolen. So that means no aura, no extra water elementals. CrunCher does have one, and with that, he's going to be creeping this expansion. And then he's got to take maybe something big in the future to get that level 3. But at the moment, he just wants to get this expansion down without being completely dead. INSUP has one coil, going to use it on that Troll Trapper. The next one going to go down to CrunCher, but the Archmage take a little bit of damage, as is the Death Knight. Will this Ogre Magi go to CrunCher? Will the item go to CrunCher? Looks like he's gonna zone out that DK, who has gotten a decent amount of experience from this harass, almost level 2, so that's not bad for INSUP, even if he doesn't get it, which he does! With the Skelly? Does he just get that with the... What a mad lad. This guy's on point. Look at the experience from pure harass, Rick.
I mean, that's got to be a really close to perfect beginning of the game. He even got the one unit, the elemental, denied by the creep, but he definitely picks up level 2 from here. And I mean, the good thing about CrunCher though is he's keeping that DK health so low. We talk about his Archmage control, right-clicking, min-maxing his Archmage damage on the DK. I mean, INSUP's got to kind of back off, and even that is the 3 footmen chasing him. So this is not too ideal for INSUP. He might have to back off and end the harass right here, but how much damage has been done? I would say a lot. I mean, the expansion's not even up yet. Going up right now. And, I mean, what should the Archmage be at, really? Like 2.6, 2.7? Should be really close to level 3, right?
Yeah, you can expect to be around this experience, but probably, yeah, 2.5 at this point if he didn't have such a weird opening. And he also got 2 rings of protection. not quite what he wanted. Clouds of Attack are going to be a lot better. You're talking about the right clicks on the Death Knight. You can just imagine how much lower the Death Knight would be if those were 2 Clouds of Attack there. But a couple more Skeletons is going to feed a bit of experience. And this does mean iNSUP is going to have to back off. And this means the expansion for CrunCher, with now an Arcane Tower, is going to get up safely. And CrunCher's already teching. Actually, really nice macro behind this. Getting a lot of Peasants at home. Not really losing many when he prepped that expansion. And the tech is really early despite this expansion being delayed by a little bit.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, iNSUP's already teching to tier 3. This is huge. But then CrunCher with the quick tech, man. And that is really risky because you're basically just sacrificing less towers at your expansion to hold. But he must just have confidence that he can hold this with a couple footies. And his Archmage still pretty green, pretty healthy. And I think this just comes down to confidence, though. But this is definitely very risky.
Yeah, and he doesn't have that crucial level 3 Archmage yet, which the Death Knight... a little bit of an experience lead, it seems. Yeah, just actually pretty close at the moment, but CrunCher does have those 2 Peasants as an expansion. Those normally are used to build a shop and a blacksmith to have a little bit of a buffer against these fiends, but one Footman going to go down the Militia from the top, going to start putting a little bit of damage. There is 1 coil if one of these fiends gets in any danger. It is going to be microed away. No aura at the moment there. He brings it back so that fiend can run away. iNSUP shouldn't lose much here, but he is going to take a lot of damage, and this could mean he has to go back and creep. But his tier 3, as he pointed out earlier, pretty soon to be finished. And the Lich is here with the Nova, but how much damage can iNSUP do with these 2 low fiends and the low Death Knight? Going to get 1 Peasant, but not the end of the world yet for CrunCher.
Yeah, Lich coming into the fight, this is going to be harder until that Mountain King comes out, which is still a lot of time. Tech not finished. If this is just going to... the Nova's going to help out a lot. Did you think he goes for Nova, or does he go for Frost Armor?
Yeah, Nova for sure. Frost Armor
Sure,
generally against Mountain King first, or if the Mountain King is out very early. But yeah, this will be Nova here for iNSUP. Probably going to go in for more Peasants. There is only 1 Arcane Tower, and not quite the base build that CrunCher wants yet at this expansion. There's 3 low Footmen in the back as well. This could be a decent timing for iNSUP if he can get some crucial Novas on these Peasants or these low Footmen in the back.
Yeah, we talked about the timing, like CrunCher going for that quick tech, sacrificing some tower defense at his expansion, but he's so far so good. The Fiends are low too, and this really is a problem for iNSUP because he only has 2 coils. They're level 1 coils too, so he has to be very careful. 1 coil going down on the Fiend. Doesn't heal that much though, and these are defended footies, so they're going to be hard to fight against. And CrunCher's actually doing this, man. The quick tech actually paying off, going straight to castle, and we're probably going to see that MK popping out as momentarily. He does have the resources for it. And there we go. So far, so good.
Waiting to see the backpack research from iNSUP. He doesn't have an orb yet. He is tier 3. He does have his first statue, is going to help out a lot with those low fiends, but still no level 3 Death Knight, still no Pit Lord, and still no orb. Oh, he does actually have backpack. He's bringing the orb now on a ghoul, so this could be a decent timing if he picks up the Pit Lord. Needs a couple hundred more gold to get that, but the expansion is so exposed right now for CrunCher, and he's really got to heal these footies, which he is doing. But does he have defend? I imagine he's got to have defend at this point.
Yeah, I think he showed it there for a second. There we go.
It is, yeah.
But this is a lot of footies, man. This is 9 footies. Archmage level 2. Oh, it could surround
oh!
It's a big pick-off.
Oh, that would be huge, Rick. Oh, baby. He does have 2 of them, but, you know, 2 is the crucial number here. But nice at surround attempt, but nicer save there.
iNSUP keeping everything alive, too. The micro from the kid is really good. Mountain King coming out, though. Something's got to give here. There we go. Bolt on the Fiend. There is a coil here still available. He's going to pop that pretty early. Can he get CrunCher close this round? He does. So 1 pick off for sure. And now that the Mountain King's out, with good control, CrunCher can start to pick off these units because the DK doesn't have any mana to really save. So I think right now is a good time to back off. He actually morphs a Destroyer. And yeah, I think he's going to pick up that 3rd hero, which is going to be a Dark Ranger, Carson.
Yeah, I guess he was a little bit late on the timing. He had a lot of downtime there, just sort of running around, not really doing much, not killing a lot of Peasants or Footmen. Loses a Fiend in the end of it, and at the end of the day, his Pit Lord timing is kind of late. Here's the Workshop and the Sanctum being built at the expansion for a little bit more of that buffer we're talking about. But now with the Mountain King out, CrunCher could start to get a little bit of value, but he needs to do something with these Footmen soon, because now that there's Destroyers in the air. Destroyers pretty good against Footmen, I hear, and now there's 2 of those boys. So how is CrunCher going to defend this? Only a couple Arcane Towers, but he's starting to build Flying Machines. And 1 Arcane Tower going to go down, but not before burning that Death Knight to 0 mana. Here comes in the Mountain King from the back, and a Bolt on that Lich, and the Footman coming in. Not the best surface area yet, and not a lot of Flying Machines yet, but CrunCher has a lot of gold to get some more of those.
Yeah, iNSUP really diving in here. The Mountain King does have bolts, and there's no coils, like you mentioned. One Fiend going down, another one kind of exposed. Is iNSUP overextending to try to kill some peasants here? The flying machines are still alive, picking away at those destroyers too. And I just don't know if this looks like an overextension from iNSUP. Another Fiend about to go down, and another one.
Oh no!
And another one.
Oh no, David. That's like 3 Fiends. The Lich taking a lot of damage. TP pass. Okay, is he gonna get out? He is, and he's going to kill a few peasants on his way out, but the expansion's still pretty happily mining. He's got, you know, he can probably scrounge together 5 peasants, and he does. And now the anti-air is going to be totally bonkers in no time, and what's iNSUP going to do? He's going to follow it up with more statues. That probably means more destroyers, but it's going to be a lot of anti-air, and there's going to be Mountain King level 3 if CrunCher decides to creep, but it looks like he's just going to go aggressive. Maybe steal this oh-so-important invuln potion from the Goblin Merchant.
Yeah, and it looks like iNSUP's just deciding to creep as well. The Dark Ranger going to help the Skellies. Now that level 2 Lich is there, Dark Ritual can give the Lich almost like constant Novas, which is good against the Footmen. I mean, this army so far is just completely composed of Footmen. The Knights are coming in kind of late. There's still flying machines in the air, though, and I think CrunCher also picked off a Destroyer, as well as a couple Fiends, so really nice pick off there. But nice Nova from iNSUP. He's going to be able to pick off some of these Footmen, and that's level 3 on the DK. A little bit stronger coil now. He can take more fights, he can defend easily, and he can also go on the aggressive if he wants to coil aggressively. So, but is there just too much human at this point? Has iNSUP done enough damage, Carson?
Yeah, and there's no Town Portal, no Invuln Potion on any of these undead heroes. Level 2 on the Dark Ranger, which is going to help with that silence against the Paladin and the Mountain King here, which he does use it. One Destroyer taking a lot of damage in the air to the flying machines, but decent kiting so far from iNSUP. But where's the statue? Where's the healing? All the feeds are falling.
Look at everything so low.
Kiting. The Lich is probably going to get surrounded if he locks it in. He does move the footy and locks it in. And that's a dead Lich right there. The heal scroll was bought to try to save that Lich at the end of the day. But looks like CrunCher is finally pushing iNSUP back, and it may finally be GG in the first game.
Yeah, not the greatest. The Mountain King still has a bolt. GG's called, but damn, what do you do against this kid, man?
Oh, he looked good. He looked like he had the timing there. He did a decent amount of damage, like level 2.1. He had the experience advantage against the Archmage, which very rarely happens unless your harass goes really well, but he just got delayed. He kind of ran around, didn't hit his timing with that Pit Lord third we see very commonly recently. Just was a little bit slow, I'd say.
The early game was so good, he was kind of destroying CrunCher until a certain point. He stole 2 creeps in the north, he stole 2 creeps in the south. He wasn't able to get to level 3 DK. He prevented level 3 Archmage, alright, but then their progress kind of stopped. Also, the first push with the Dark Ranger, I think he didn't enable Black Arrow, so that delayed or prevented the Skeleton Snowball. Also, Web was really late, so the first 2-3 Gyrocopters should never really have such an impact. Maybe a little bit of nerfs. The sword was really good, but then he fell a little bit off a cliff. If he can get his nerfs under control, we will get ourselves the series.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just a couple of mistakes at the end that just snowballed, like you said, not in iNSUP's favor. And I didn't even notice the Black Arrow, but that would have been huge. He killed so many peasants in that push with the Dark Ranger, maybe overcommitting to the back of the gold mine. It seems like such an inviting position. Not a lot of surface area for all those footmen. CrunCher had like 9 of them. But yeah, just a couple of mistakes, not having web, like you said, losing that Destroyer, being forced back. Just, you know, if you don't do a lot of crucial damage on that timing with your third hero, with your orb, with your Destroyers, you just can't win in the later stages of the game.
Looked like it. So that was CrunCher's map 1. We move over to iNSUP's map 1. It's going to be an interesting one. It's Concealed Hill, and expanding on Concealed Hill, not easy.
Not too easy. CrunCher has pulled it off in the past. We were talking again, just like creeping level 3 Archmage, taking a couple of green camps, waiting a while, and then you can just call 8-9 Militia if you need to creep that expansion out. But it's still difficult. There's Purge, there's Poison, there's a lot of time for the Death Knight to run across the map if you do creep those green camps first. So we're going to have to see. CrunCher's got the experience, but iNSUP's harass has proven to be pretty good last game, so might be a little bit rough.
I'm excited to see how iNSUP comes into this one. I mean, he said he's going to come down to map 1. I think he meant map 2, guys. So let's see what he does on Concealed Hill. But yeah, the expansion, I don't think CrunCher will go 2 base, but maybe he will. He's a mad lad, like you said. I think he might stick to 1 base though. And because iNSUP's one of those really aggressive undead players. and I don't think iNSUP would give him the time of day to creep that. But you never know.
Yeah, that could be an opening for sure if CrunCher exposes himself to that creep. We saw how great this harass was. If iNSUP figures it out, okay, that's what he's doing, that's his plan. Let me punish him once again. And if that happens, we'll see on Concealed Hill. Okay, can he walk away with a 2-0 lead in the upper right for Dust Gaming? It's CrunCher. Or can the Canadian tie this up and make it as exciting as the European semifinals were? In the bottom left in the red, it's iNSUPERABLE. And gentlemen, you did a pretty fine job on map 1. Why don't you just continue with this party?
Sounds good to me. Carson, do you think that iNSUP deviates from his initial opener? Like, his aggressiveness was really good. He got level 2 based off harass. I don't think he changes his style up. I think he knows he made small mistakes, maybe diving into the expansion on Echo, not getting too much damage done with the Lich, not too much benefit from that. I don't think he's going to change, though.
I think you're right. Yeah, his harass was really good. It was just the follow-up, and it was obvious mistakes, right? And going into map 2, he can kind of be happy that the mistakes he made were obvious and he couldn't figure them out. You know, like forgetting the web, losing a fiend early, overextending, wasting some time, not having his orb perfectly on time, not having the gold for his third hero on time. Like, there's obvious mistakes that he made. I think he can be pretty confident going into map 2 that he knows how to improve and knows how to make this timing work, because the harass definitely wasn't the issue.
Yeah, and you are very close with CrunCher. Does he prefer one base on this map, or you said he can do it? Is that like a rare occurrence that he'll go for the expansion, or do you like? I just feel like with a player as aggressive as iNSUP, he's got the Acolyte there already. I mean, he's just like going to be prepared for something like this. I think we'll see one base, but I'm just not too sure.
I think it would take a lot to deter CrunCher from expanding, and this is an interesting creep route. This means he's going for a quick level 3. So probably going to take this, maybe that orange or that turtle camp, and then the expansion. It will be level 3. And this is a good creep because iNSUP, with his coil steals last game, not going to be able to steal that rock column, not even scouting for it because the Acolyte is so aggressively positioned to block those militia. And iNSUP's just going to creep here. So this is going to go unpunished, and this could mean a big heal, big invulnerability, scroll the beast, a lot of good items here possible for CrunCher.
See what he picks up. Yeah, this is going to go completely unscouted. The Acolyte actually coming down just to see, well, what's going on? I don't see anything at all. And iNSUP's a smart player. He must know that that CrunCher's going to do this. This is pretty common, like you said, if you're just going straight for the expansion, a part of the route. Look at all these low peasants. But yeah, the DK is not even close, man. Not even close here. And a really great item for the Archmage, Potion of Greater Mana. Could pass that on to the Mountain King later on.
Yeah, not too bad if you are going for this level 3 Archmage, which obviously this creep route does indicate. The big mana potion good for harassing into the undead space in the future. So that will be helpful. The Acolyte going to feed a little bit more experience. The Turtle's going to be crept out, and then I believe Militia will be called. Yeah, we see he's still building Militia, so this will be an expansion attempt from CrunCher. iNSUP is going to be level 2 with Aura. He's got 2 Rods of Necromancy. He's going to have lots of corpses to summon skeletons. The Footman going to pressure a little bit and scout that timing of the Death Knight, but this harass could be pretty strong from iNSUP if he gets this level 2, if he gets another pair of skeletons and hits a decent timing. And here, here's the timing right now. CrunCher calling the 6 Militia. So a little bit conservative. Actually didn't even finish the turtle creep, just took one of those. Is this the route? Just take one turtle and you get level 3? Maybe it is.
Crazy, but yeah, iNSUP with the Acolyte scouting that he did the turtles, knows that he had time. He comes back in the perfect amount of time. He's got lots of rods. He's got a fiend behind this. And this is up to iNSUP. Look at all the skellies. This is a lot of damage so far. Oh, he steals the creep as well and kills some peasants. This is some good damage, but he's going to give up that null in the process with the early coil. And that's a claws +9. And that's a lot of experience towards level 3. That's level 3 on the Archmage. I don't know if you want to be giving that to CrunCher so early, but the skeleton's still doing a lot of damage here. The peasants are getting picked away, and the expansion's not up yet. Tier 1 still for CrunCher, so he is investing heavily into this expansion. Death Knight, yeah, iNSUP's being very good at keeping his Death Knight out of the Archmage range. Only 4, I think 2 peasants went down, so CrunCher did pull a little bit extra. Pulled 6, like you said, so Still enough to get his expansion up. Was it enough damage? Maybe, but iNSUP has to come back around for another round 2 before things get really dicey and CrunCher builds some defense.
Yeah, decent damage by iNSUP, but CrunCher went for such a delayed expansion there, it's kind of expected the amount of damage, and he did only coil steal just a little guy, and CrunCher still managed to get level 3. I think the play with the turtles was the Acolyte saw him creep, so he just crept one turtle, then immediately went for the expansion to throw off iNSUP's like sort of internal clock there after he lost that Acolyte. But iNSUP was still there on time, so that play didn't necessarily work. But CrunCher got level 3 anyway, so at the end of the day, one more peasant gonna go down. And a couple more of these boys go down, and it could tilt the odds in iNSUP's favor as he creeps closer and closer to level 3. And with this level 3 Death Knight, could mean a decent power spike at the tier 2 right now when the Slaughterhouse comes in, the Lich coming out as well. When will the tier 3 tech come is the question. Gotta be soon.
Yeah, the Lich timing looks pretty good. If iNSUP pops out that Lich, he might go straight up to the top anyway to do some harassment, because the Skellies did wiggle that one peasant down to like 30 HP. And he's got 3 Fiends, he's got a lot of Skellies, picked up a fresh Rod, so he's got 4 charges. Yeah, I think, like you said, iNSUP's very close to level 3 as well. I think he wants to go right back on the aggressive. He's going to pick up level 3 before his Lich comes up, and then keep that pressure going and just stay in CrunCher's face. But look at CrunCher's positioning, man. He's literally defending. He's holding the wall, the gate there with the 5 footies. He's literally holding the only pathway that iNSUP has so far to the expansion, buying himself so much time. Still no tech from CrunCher. But just the bot time right now is pretty incredible. He's also got 6 footies. Not sure if he has defend yet. 7 footies.
Do not believe he has defend yet. We'll see pretty soon here as he pops a big mana potion. Gonna get a couple more water elementals. The Arcane Tower is up. The Footman kiting back decently, buying some time. The Archmage a little bit exposed, but there's no Nova, no level 2 coil yet. Could be if he just gets one peasant here, one low peasant, just kill that sucker. You'll be level 3, but here comes in the Lich to eat up some of that experience. Water Elemental taking a bit of damage. Next tower probably not going to go up with all these skeletons here, but the Arcane Tower is doing decent damage there, but CrunCher's so nicely keeping his footmen back, not letting them eat a Nova and just dealing with this with Water Elementals and that Claws of Attack Archmage. One footman taking a little bit of damage, and this could be the level 3. Coil, that is the level 3.
Yeah, nice coil securing that level 3. But yeah, this is really good defense so far. CrunCher just kind of bait and switching with the footies. And iNSUP's a little timid to take that fight, even with Nova. So kind of interesting. 3 Fiends. He's got enough. He's got some Skellies. He did use the last of his Rod. So once these Skellies time out, that's going to be it for Rod, unless he has a backpack and has some units coming, which he doesn't because he's teching the tier 3. So this is, he's got to get a lot of damage here, and 1 footy, I don't think is enough to cut it. The Water Elementals, I really like the decision to pop that Potion of Greater Mana just to add more Water Elementals. The whole dynamic right now, and CrunCher understands that, is to defend this expansion right now, because iNSUP's not getting that much value. So if I just defend this, then I'm in a good position. And yeah, instead of creeping the Lich, I mean, iNSUP's kind of going back and forth right now. Is he gonna, I think he's just gonna back off and start creeping and go to the late game. I don't think he has much choice. I mean, he's just diving in right now and just not getting much out of it.
Yeah, and iNSUP did delay the tier 3 tech for this earlier Lich, earlier Slaughterhouse, which he does have 2 statues. That means he can creep this Lich up a little bit safer, a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. But that does mean the tier 3 timing will be later, but there's already 2 Arcane Towers, 2 Guard Towers, decent block at the front of the expansion for CrunCher. In the main, no towers yet, so that could be a main bust if iNSUP does scout it, but yet again, tier 3 timing going to be a little bit late, but he could get Lich level 2, Dark Ritual. Oh, so important here. And
I mean, if we can
get level 4 too.
If we could just pan to CrunCher's SimCity at that expansion, that is just gorgeous. That's actually crazy. Like, you can TP in the back, you got tons of room to move around, you got the towers in the front, you got the blacks in the front. That is just really nice. Level 4 in the Archmage too. Tome of Retraining, so he's probably going to go for Blizzard.
Yeah, this is really nice from iNSUP. Super heads up, scouting that lab. He sees the Shredder's gone, but he sees that the Zeppelin isn't gone, and CrunCher does like this timing. He likes retraining to Blizzard, getting a Zeppelin. As soon as that Pit Lord push is going to come in, right around this time, he buys the Zeppelin, he drops into the back of the gold mine, forces the Undead back with the Blizzard and the Defend Footman, or else you lose your Haunted Gold Mine, and that's not good. And here we see CrunCher's going to go for that play right after the skeleton expires. There's the Zeppelin. He retrains. He's going to go back. And this is probably going to hit as soon as iNSUP goes for his expansion. This is going to be a nice timing from CrunCher.
Yeah, Lich picking up the Claws plus 12 from the red camp in the middle. That's a really nice item for him. And I think there's a timing here for iNSUP, to be honest. If he picks up that 3rd hero, like you said, he is tier 3. there we go. The Pit Lord's here. Mountain King's not even out. I mean, there's only footies in the Archmage still. I think CrunCher playing a little too greedy, going for just mass tower defense, but the Pit Lord's here, and I think it was a good timing for CrunCher maybe, but this looks like a really good timing from iNSUP.
Yeah, and the towers are a little bit late. A couple are going to get up now, not quite canceled, but 2 of them will be. So 3 towers, not too scary, as long as that Arcane Tower isn't microed absolutely perfectly. Lich has a couple of Novas.
Zeppelin in iNSUP's face, though.
And there's Blizzard here, too. This is... You got to TP back here, bro. You can't... Yeah, you can't just let him kill your Haunted Goldmine. Maybe you can kill a lot of peasants, but we see the immediate TP from iNSUP. And yeah, CrunCher just going to counter Town Portal. This is such a strong play.
Really nice play. Heads up play, too, because the timing was a little rough there. If CrunCher was at home, I don't think he would have the timing to be able to do that. Really heads up play from CrunCher, because I really thought that was a really good timing for that Pit Lord. And Webb is finished for iNSUP this time, so he's getting it relatively good timing. And now we see the Mountain King coming out with tier 3 very close to being done.
Absolutely. So, and the peasants that go down here aren't a big deal because we saw CrunCher get that shredder earlier. Luckily, that's a nice part about this creep route, creeping out the lab early. You can get the shredder whenever you need it, and he did get it when he needed it. And there's still enough peasants to get up those buildings, which he is getting a workshop. No Sanctum yet. CrunCher told me the other day he really hates breakers, but more and more peasants going to go down. Here's a decent rain of fire, but oh, the double Arcane Tower putting in work against the Pit Lord.
This is a lot of units. This is a lot of units for iNSUP. 6 Fiends, 3 Heroes, really close to level 3 on that Lich. He could start sieging this, but he's not going to pick a better place. It's A or B. They're all very towered. The expansion in the main base very towered up. So he's just going to pick the expansion, go from that. But CrunCher on the other end is going again to iNSUP's base, hit and run. You're not going to be able to siege my expansion in time, bro, and you're going to have to come home. And does iNSUP have a TP? He does not. He's going to have to back off to defend this. Here comes the Zeppelin.
And if you're in iNSUP's position, you kind of need Staff on the Death Knight. He's already got 1 Spirit Tower, 1 Cold Tower, so that's what you need. He's got the 3 ghouls at home. A Staff on the Death Knight, you need 1 Destroyer here as well. You can deal with that Zeppelin, you can deal with these heavy armored footmen, but now with the Mountain King coming in, the Blizzard on the towers, this is going to be hard to defend, and he's not even pulling his ghouls right now to do anything. And what can you do if you're in iNSUP's position? You got to break this expansion. This is really a true ultimatum for him.
He's running to the shop to get a TP. He actually buys a Staff. I think he's going to fake. Oh, okay. Well, he's just going to staff the DK. Can
oh my god.
Oh my god.
Holy. Oh, Jesus. That's got to be so demoralizing. You come back, you're like, I can deal with this. I just got to force a Town Portal. He dodges your first coil. Your gold mine's about to go down. There is another coil, though, and this Archmage is low. But the Haunted Gold Mine's going to go down.
You going to bait it? Just to buy time for the footies to kill us. Is the gold mine gonna finish? Oh, it actually does, and he baits it again with the TP. Oh my, CrunCher is insane, man. How is that even fair? Gold mine down. iNSUP is broke as well. He's gonna have to sell items to get this, or unsummon. Sells some items. I think he has enough. 225, right?
Yeah, he does have enough. Doesn't quite have enough acolytes. He did rebuild 1. Okay, it's by the tavern, so he's got 3 acolytes. So he'll be mining eventually, folks, but CrunCher is mining a lot. He's got his Paladin, he's got his Knights, he's on 50 supply. He could just bank right now. He's getting breakers out, he can get his upgrades. There's the flat cannons against those potential destroyers. And CrunCher's just in a good spot. He can just chill out if he wants to.
Yeah, CrunCher doing a really good job of pulling iNSUP apart. Now iNSUP's frantically running his DK back to his army because at the expansion was the Pally and the Archmage right back home defending. So this is just a really good defense. We talk about like patience as a human player to be able to hold the expansion and buy your time into tier 3, and I mean CrunCher's just really good at that. It's got to be so frustrating to play against. But iNSUP is doing the best he can, right? Just continue to creep. Picked up the Zeppelin. Okay, no more Zeppelin for you. That Zeppelin has already well done the damage that he needed to. But just continue to creep. Hero levels might be able to solve the fights.
Yeah, for sure. With the Lich level 3 and the Death Knight level 4 with that aura, he did sell the staff, unfortunately, so it's going to be hard to deal with this potential harass from CrunCher, who's not looking to take a fight. But the hero levels could solve for iNSUP. If he's able to get a cheeky Archmage kill, that could lead into no Town Portal, that could lead into a triple hero kill. Some potential, but right now he's got to make a play because CrunCher's still holding the expansion without any units here.
Yeah, here comes CrunCher again with the Blizzard, and this is so frustrating. The gold mine's so close, Carson. So close to being done, and CrunCher just perfect timing. The Ziggurat's going to go down too. Supply blockage on top to boot. Acolyte's just getting absolutely slaughtered, and CrunCher, you know, he's not creeping too much, but he's getting a lot of damage done with the Acolytes, and this is just crazy. Goldmine is up, but all the Acolytes are dead before they can even start mining from it. Paladin taking some damage here, and there's a lot of coils. He does have a potion of healing. He might have to pop that earlier, but CrunCher might have to TP out if he wants to save. Look at the Blizzard, dude. The Blizzard's actually ridiculous.
Yeah, is CrunCher gonna commit here? The Paladin almost went down. There is a staff, but you can't use the staff when you're blizzarding, but doesn't matter. Haunted Goldmine goes down again. No real defense to that hit and run style from CrunCher, and the Blizzard pays off in the end of the day. Wow, what a performance there.
That's crazy.
An absolute beautiful play by CrunCher. Once again, Insup doesn't find the real damage. There was a couple of steals. The big one still went to CrunCher. There was level 3 early, and then he just went with it. The tech was a little late for CrunCher, but for good reason. Lots of footmen. Very stable play right there. And once he had that Zeppelin in his hand, that was beautiful. Dodging that coil in the bottom left. Magnificent. It's a little bit... So go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, that's the difference between, like, CrunCher's ability and just other humans. Like, that's why he's one of the best. Like, there's hardly any humans that could, like, pull off that kind of hit and run style. Just the timings, knowing where you could go around the map. It's actually crazy, man. It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little bit reminiscent of TH and Infi, sometimes Fortitude, how they use their footmen not to hold the entire time, but to cause distraction, force the undead back, and that's exactly what happened here. A little bit dirty with that Blizzard, with that Zeppelin, but you gotta be ready for it, and Insup really wasn't. So he's trailing now. He's facing elimination. And Dust Gaming is one map away from an internal grand final. Will they reach this? We'll see after a little break. have quite some match points, ladies and gentlemen. CrunCher, the American human, is leading 2-0 against the Canadian undead iNSUPERABLE. And the next map is Northern Isles.
Ooh, and if you thought the expansion was difficult on Concealed Hill, it is much easier here. And there is still the Goblin Laboratory, still opportunity for the Zeppelin for that Shredder that we didn't have on Echo Isles, but CrunCher didn't even need it on Echo Isles. So it's looking good for CrunCher, but INSUP, I'm sure he's got some tricks up his sleeve. I'm sure he's prepared. I'm sure he's ready. I'm sure he is looking to reverse sweep here, and I'd love to see it.
How sure are you that he's doing this red spot creep again?
Oh,
that would be
man.
awesome.
Dude, like, doing it one time is one thing, right? The cat is out of the bag now, though. If he does it again,
That would be crazy.
I would love that even more.
Oh,
like,
me too. Style points.
Show some balls, sure. Alright. We're loading in right now. Only moments away from map 3. Will INSUP be swept out of the tournament? Will we get an undead versus orc? Undead versus orc? Human versus orc grand final? Will Canada be beaten? Will Oceanus be beaten in the semis? Northern Isles kind of good for the INSUP's early aggression, though, I would say. With a lot of skeletons. Early aggression against that expansion seems to be the key, and he just needs to do more damage and spiral out of control. Let's go. Alright, guys, we got INSUP Ferocious Gaming in the bottom left, facing elimination, and CrunCher facing the grand final without dropping a single map in the upper right, in the yellow. And you two guys, you just continue your job.
Pog. Champ.
Right on. Yeah, I just elimination match for INSUP, do or die. We've seen some good plays so far, but he's got to be able to close it out. He's got to have a consistent full game. Early games are great, but if you don't take it into the mid and late game, you're just going to get rolled over by players of this higher caliber. And INSUP knows that. He's done it to many people over and over, time and time again. Elimination match, man. We're going to have the Dust final, Carson? That would be pretty pog, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be pretty pog. Are we going to have an admin in this game? Find out
Probably
on the next
not,
episode.
but if I'm willing to make the rules as we go.
Yeah.
If
we
need
can
be,
just free ball it, yeah.
Yeah, we can just absolutely, no bias here. But yeah, it looks like DK again for INSUP. He actually hates the Crypt Lord, man.
He hates the Crypt Lord almost as much as he hates you, Rick.
Yeah, well, I am the imposter. But
with the candlestick in the library.
There we go. But aggressive farm for CrunCher, and the footy's going to scout. And this Acolyte, I got to admit, though, INSUP's Acolyte scouting has been on point lately. He's getting a lot of good info on Concealed Hill. He realized that the expo was a little late. His only mistake was, I guess, creeping the green instead of just going straight across the map. But just little small mistakes here. But it looks like CrunCher is going to creep the consumable. And he might be able to get this Acolyte, too. That's really juicy experience for a level 1 Archmage. And look at the Blodgka on the Militia. That should confirm it. Okay, no, he's just going to go for the creep.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like how CrunCher's creeping this. He summoned his first Water Elemental really, really late. Normally, I like to see the first one straight out of the altar. That's how Thorzane has done it in the past. And you see these Militia getting really, really low because of this. But he tanks on a couple of them, gets a couple of them low, lets his Water Elemental do the rest. Actually, 3 of them within coil range now. So, we can put him on the Gold Mine, get an Arcane Tower up. Won't be the end of the world, but he's got that Water Elemental to take this next camp and the big heal potion to boot, which is pretty nice in this matchup. The Archmage, a very squishy old man, and that'll help. And INSUP on the other end, getting the Lightning Shield. Ooh, that's pretty spicy.
Yeah, this is really annoying, though, from CrunCher. He's actually stealing Skellies and the creeps with the 1 footy alone.
How many creeps did he steal? Wait, how many creeps did he steal? Wait, what? What?
Yeah, a lot,
the XP
dude.
is so low. Okay, I think he stole 1 or 2 with this footy. He stole 2 with the footy?
Yeah, he's an absolute mad lad. He might actually
God.
as well. And now he's creeping the expansion. Yeah, no, this is this should be a DK with at least 1.7, 1.8 right now. But here comes the expansion from CrunCher, and level 2 Archmage. This is pretty solidified. Might just see CrunCher. Oh, nice steal there from Insup. He needs it. But just gonna right click that DK, and that's probably going to be it for him so far. One more, nice one. Oh, he actually didn't get that one. That was.
And he could lightning shield again. Yeah, there's the lightning shield. He's getting in feed, but by Insup here. And yeah, CrunCher has to back off a little bit. He can call those militia back and look at the lightning shield. That's a really nice play from Insup. Taking a lot of damage, but he does have another Rod of Necromancy thanks to the backpack on that fiend, and 4 skeletons. Gonna pick off some peasants, and that lightning shield just completely canceled this expansion attempt, but CrunCher is going to call 4 more militia. Going to go back in for it, but he took a lot more damage than he intended to here, I think.
This is really good, man, because now the skellies are following the militia into the base. He hasn't been able to get any, but these are the militia that CrunCher's going to call if he wants to redo this expansion. So everything's getting really low. He's actually just pulling 2 peasants willy-nilly. He doesn't even want to go militia. He's just going to call them over. He's going to be able to finish the expansion, but yeah, this is really good from Insup. This is really delayed. Tier 2 almost done for Insup, continuing to rally fiends. Insup has really good early games against human.
Yep, for sure. And we see just the effect of that early creeping by CrunCher. A lot of low peasants in the main base, and a couple of skeletons have something to say to them. The fiend going to come in. A couple of coils potential. Could get one more peasant. There's one more. The skelly going into the back. I doubt CrunCher's going to give this next militia up, but there's one more coil. The Arcane Tower doesn't deal with it, but the Arcane Tower does deal. And CrunCher, is he going to block him in? No, that was really close. And one more peasant going down thanks to the nice Rod of Necromancy passed over by that fiend earlier. But the expansion, not yet being built.
Yeah, and if you don't get level 2 off of this, you don't have your Unholy Aura. I don't know if you want to have a DK with under 100 HP. Archmage probably just going to right-click this. Doesn't have boots. Probably wish that he did, though. But yeah, this is going to be the end of Insup's harass for sure. The expansion's going up. There's a lot of footies to defend this. Tier 2 is hit, and he actually, it looks like he's going for the Lich and maybe the Slaughterhouse before Tech.
Yep. Yeah, he does prefer that to the straight Tier 3. I guess, you know, having 2 statues by the time you hit your Tier 3 timing is pretty good, and he has time to get that Death Knight level 3. Definitely needs to at least get level 2 now for that Aura, the Death Knight. Looking hurt. And there's the wards. I think he bought those. Yeah, he did buy those wards.
And mantle. Yeah, he bought the mantle and wards from the marketplace.
Very interesting from CrunCher. Maybe he feels he's a little bit low on lumber, not so low on gold, especially now with the expansion completing. Just needs to continue to macro some peasants, and he has some gold in the meantime. And those wards are going to help if Insup goes for some sort of a sneaky attack. And he puts one in the main base. Don't know if Insup saw. He probably doesn't even think that CrunCher has wards here.
Forces are under attack. Oh no, he definitely saw. Yeah, he's backing off now. Oh no, he's pulling. No, he's just pulling his camp. I don't think he saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he saw. He would have had to check the Archmage items immediately.
Bit of a different early game from Insup. I thought the aggressiveness was good in terms of delaying the expansion, but not so good in terms of killing units and getting experience. Probably gonna have to share the experience to get level 2 on the DK, and CrunCher's just being so annoying. He's actually pulling the footies too. CrunCher going in aggressive this time, level 2 on the DK finally, but Fiend taking a lot of damage even before the units start getting here. And I don't think that Insup wants to give up that Ogre Magi. He needs to kill him, needs to grab that unit.
Yeah, this harass is so good from CrunCher because he has that big health potion. He could even drop that parry up, get a little bit more value out of that health potion. Will this big creep go to Insup? It does, and he gets his own health potion. He'd have to invest in Nova to get it, but at least gets a little bit more experience. One footman potentially going to go down, but Insup doesn't want to invest a coil when his fiends are getting hurt by this Archmage and the 2 water elementals.
Oh,
nice surround attempt. Yeah, he would go for that, right?
Yeah, he would. That's textbook Insup right there, but just constant aggressiveness. But a lot of footies still live. Water elementals also here. One's going to die down soon, but just delaying the creeping. I mean, CrunCher doesn't really care. He's got a level 3 Archmage, right? So he doesn't really care about Insup's. He just wants to delay the DK3. He doesn't want Lich 2. And is Insup going to be able to find a timing here at Tier 3 to make anything happen? The expansion starting to get towered up. Blacksmith going down. Tier 2 is about halfway done for CrunCher, and Defend is also being researched. So what is the game plan for CrunCher at this point? Just continue to stall creeping?
Yeah, stall the creeping, and soon he has to creep out his laboratory. We saw how crucial that Shredder was last game, and also the Zeppelin in the future. We see him popping that big health potion, CrunCher, just for a little bit of safety against this Coil Nova here. Getting a little nervous, I think, but the first or second statue's out. That's going to give a little bit more mana for that Coil Nova, but the Footman again just buying time, not overcommitting, but here they go in for a commitment, going in for a surround. I imagine they do have Defend now. And one going to go down. The Fiend's taking a little bit of pressure here. Could there be a potential surround? This would be huge to get a Fiend here. But doesn't look like iNSUPE's going to give anything up.
Really nice so far from iNSUPE being able to defend this. He's got a Nova still. He's got coils lined up. Could pick off some footies here while they're running away. Looks like he's just going to continue to creep. And we talk about NI, the importance of creeping the shop and the marketplace.
Yeah, for sure. It could be a crucial item for iNSUPE, and it could be very close to level 3 Death Knight and definitely level 2 Lich. So these are good levels, and his tier 3 not yet finished yet. So this is going to line up perfectly timing-wise if CrunCher does give him the time, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Again, pressuring to the back with the Water Elemental against the statues. The Footman coming through the front, and iNSUPE has to stop creeping again and again.
Yeah, this is really good delaying. I mean, he hasn't even been able to creep the shop. He's actually going to a Straggler Murloc, which will give you about 7 XP per hero. Not the greatest decision there, but iNSUPE's just trying to grab as much as he can. I mean, CrunCher's in his face, man. He hasn't been able to... And CrunCher's been doing really good at keeping the footies, like, alive. He hasn't lost many.
Yeah.
And this is just pure harass. He's not feeding experience or anything silly like that. Finally, iNSUPE's going to get level 2 on his Lich here. A nice item, hopefully. It's going to be Dopey Mask. I mean, that's a terrific item.
Yep, and here's the Mountain King. Oompa, loompa, doompa dee doo. Here comes Mountain King. And the shop gonna be crept out. Gonna get the Soapy Mask. CrunCher on the other side. Gonna creep closer and closer to level 4 and gets another parry up to Vitality. That's a tanky Archmage, man. That's real tanky. He's got more health than level 1 Pit Lord. More health than the level 2 Death Knight. He's tanky, dude.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna rhyme, but you're like the opposite of Dr. Seuss.
That's right.
Yeah, nice Pit Lord. Rain of Fire going down on the expansion. There's a lot of towers here, though, man. And they have +1 masonry. There's a lot of towers in here. Like you said, Mountain King's out. Oompa Loompa is right. He is on the move. And all right.
Why do they say I've got another puzzle for you? Isn't it a riddle?
The town is
This is like, and another thing, this is the most important day of their lives. They're gonna get a new boss at the end of the day, and they're spending it writing songs? Are you kidding me?
They're just joy. They're full of joy and laughter and
stupid.
Goodness, like,
it's a dumb movie. The Blizzard, though.
Yeah, Blizzard's really good, and the bolts coming in too. Footies need to get into tower range to defend. They're a little bit exposed there, but the Mountain King taking a lot of damage as well. He's going to buy a Potion of Healing and the Scroll of Regeneration to heal up. And this is a really good siege from iNSUPE right now, Carson. This could be, I forgot your name. This could be a really, really good siege. Pit Lord's here. Lich has Orb. The Blizzard, though, is really good. But if iNSUPE can continue to find good positions, there's only one more Blizzard left. And then you can continue the siege. What is iNSUPE going to do? Tier 3 castle almost done. And looks like Sanctum going down with the workshop like normal. So pretty standard. The Blizzard is really good.
Blizzard, baby.
Ensnare, it's like doing so much damage.
Oh my god, the statues are getting hurt, the heroes are getting hurt, the fiends are getting hurt, the statues are trying to heal up all the fiends, but they're not being successful. And I actually saw CrunCher buy a mana pot and a clarity on his Archmage. That's a first for me.
And I know iNSUPE's from Canada and we're used to the snow, but these units are not used to the cold iNSUPE. You do not want them eating that Blizzard. Mountain King going down, though, and that could be a turning point. Just constantly feeding these level 1 heroes. The problem for human late game is if your MK and Pally are constantly level 1, they just get nuked down all the time, and the heroes could solve for the undead player. So yeah, he ate a lot more Blizzards than he should have, but he's got 2 statues here, Carson. Heal up, reassure yourself. He ate a tremendous amount of
iNSUPE, and you have something in common.
I don't get it. Oh, we both eat a lot?
You both eat a lot of Blizzards. You ate too many Blizzards.
Oh, yeah, DQ. Dude. You're actually way more...
Oh, the heal wards, though. The heal wards, Rick.
Yeah, heal wards on the DK actually really good. He's going to pop
That's
one
like
down
your
right now.
treadmill, but for iNSUPE.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, chat, help me out here. This guy's bullying me. Yeah, so the DK, he's going to use the one healing ward to heal up instead of just relying on those statues, which is good. So now he can heal up the full army. Look how fast the healing ward works, right? CrunCher's continuing to creep out the lab with just Blizzard and a few units. Going to try to get level 4 in the Archmage. I would rather see...
the Paladin.
Yeah, I would rather see him creep the Paladin and the MK out, to be honest. Don't steal that on your Archmage. It's not that important. Oh, nice staff, though. I don't think there was going to be a Coil or Nova, but really nice staff there from the Paladin.
Yeah, and this could mean a Zeppelin now for CrunCher, and that could mean the Blizzard harass we saw last game. The expansion's been solidified, the timing has been held. The hero levels are looking decent for INSUP, and with those heal wards, he's going to be able to deal with that Blizzard. Going to be able to creep out this red camp, and right now the pressure's on CrunCher kind of to make a play, because if these hero levels get out of control, and the economy of INSUP is much more stable than it was on Concealed Hill, this could mean trouble. And there is some creeps left. You can get that Mountain King potentially up to level 2, but the Paladin lacking in levels as well, and not a problem that INSUP has right now. It gets the Unholy Aura. Not the best item, probably the worst item. Actually, I guarantee it's the worst item. But
yeah, could be trouble and make it double. That Unholy Aura not helping out a lot at all. But the good thing for INSUP is, like we talked about, he's creeping the big camp. And as the map gets starting to creep out, he might go straight. I would go straight to the red at this point. But as the map starts to get crept out, the big saving grace here for INSUP is going to be the hero levels.
Yeah, for sure. And the nuke, but the Archmage, we were talking about this earlier, just the health, man. It's almost got 900 health. It's got more health than both of his counterpoints right now, and those are strength heroes. So there's not really a weak point to nuke, but there is a strongness of the nuke regardless. Against units, there is a staff, not a lot of knights yet, so this timing again could be good for INSUP. This is 60 supply, this is an abomination, this is 1 destroyer, this is decent damage on the peasants again, and this is a town portal. Will CrunCher be able to defend with so little?
Yeah, TP's in the back. He's only got footies though, man. He's got that buff Archmage, but I mean, there's one knight, a couple flying machines. I don't know why INSUP's backing off. He's got A-bombs, he's got his late game comp.
Well, he's got an expansion coming up in the top left. Yeah, Scared Potter?
Like, are you
Scared Potter?
Scared Potter? Go and kill him. This is your chance, man. It's do or die. You're up ahead. You know you're doing good. The hero levels are, as far as you're concerned, 4-1-1. That's 4-2-1, but it might as well just be irrelevant right now. You have the hero levels. Go and get him, Nova, on the MK, please. There we go. Oh, actually, the priest getting misrally. That's a big misrally there. Because now CrunCher's starting to get his late game comp. You don't want to be giving away units.
Yeah, no disease cloud yet on this army of CrunCher. Could be useful to take just a short fight for INSUP just to get the disease cloud working. There's only one priest. He killed the other one. So that could affect the creeping of CrunCher, but the expansion is now up, but the acolytes are being rallied from the main base, and a peasant, oh my god, is he gonna coil it? Okay, it's not gonna see anything. Not gonna see anything it shouldn't. But maybe gonna be able to assume.
Level 3 Pit Lord as well. Level 2 Rain of Fire. Give me the rain.
Yeah, that wasn't the best Rain of Fire I've ever seen, but there's a decent amount of mana on the Pit Lord.
It's a Bidu Rain of Fire right there.
Good zoning Rain of Fire. Acceptable.
Okay, here we go. Take the fight again.
What? Oh, he's going for the flying machines.
Okay,
but the frost armor too. Actually, that's way too tanky of a Pit Lord for CrunCher to focus. How many knights is there? 4 knights. There is a sorceress now. 1 destroyer in the air to counter it, and the Rain of Fire actually putting in decent work now too. And this is looking good for INSUP this fight.
Yeah, this is looking really good. He's kiting perfectly. The flying machines, he could have probably killed those last 2 flying machines, but he's kiting really well. The frost armor, like you said, helping a lot. I mean, if you get all the melee units to attack...
Where's the web? Does he not have web?
No, he has web. He has web. Yeah, 100%. Okay. He's had it the whole game, yeah. Pay attention. But the Pit Lord doing a lot of work, man. Kiting a lot. And I think the Pit Lord needs to right-click a bit more, though. Start taking down these units. He's kiting really well, but you need to start taking down the flying machines. You need to start kiting. You need to start baiting out the frost armors, and then just nuking stuff down as they're frozen. So, because CrunCher's starting to get that late-game composition. He's got a lot more knights than he used to have. 5. He's got the Sorks. He's got the priests. The problem, again, is the hero levels, which won't be solved until some creeping is done or they take a good fight. But the later this goes, CrunCher can take a better fight. And when you take a better fight, you kill units. When you kill units, you get experience.
Exactly.
And that's welcome to Warcraft 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you do get experience on your heroes when you kill units. That is a mechanic of the game. And the Mountain King possibly going to get level 2 with a decent bolt. And is there no Sundering Blades yet? There is no Sundering Blades. I can't, unless I'm missing it. But yeah, decent Rain of Fire there on those casters, and the heal ward gonna try to heal up everything, but gonna be killed immediately, and the fiends are just kind of getting known. That level 2 helped a lot.
This is not the kiting that INSUP was doing before. He's literally pretending that his fiends are Tauren.
Oh god.
Don't do that. You need to back off. You need to get out of this fight. I would honestly TP. This is not good for INSUP. He's losing almost everything. This is not good for INSUP, guys. 80 supply for now. He's losing almost every fiend. His army composition literally destroyed. CrunCher jumped on top of it. I don't know if that was the play.
And that's the power of this 70 supply tier 3 human army. If you give them too much time, even if your hero levels are good, they could just sort of run over you with all these knights. Yeah, that was a good fight from CrunCher, man.
Yeah, cornered him at the shop, and iNSUP was doing so good at kiting. He had the army advantage. He had the advantage throughout the whole game, and he just, I don't know.
Now the knight at the expansion, too. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, the knight's going to take care of that. The cold tower is a little bit too late. There's a ward for iNSUP. Going to see where CrunCher is moving towards, but I think iNSUP needs to go for a hero kill now. You're not going to be able to deal with this mass of knights.
Yeah, don't go for the Archmage like you pointed out. He's very, very tanky boy, but Rain of Fire on your own units, why not, dude? You know, just get it over with. But so many knights at the expansion. I feel so bad, man. He had this game. He had a few games in this series, but this one in particular, a little bit better kiting.
Got caught clap.
That was an interesting clap, but
I guess he got the A-bomb.
The saving grace for iNSUP is that he still has his expansion up. There's no acolytes on it. Sorry, chat. He doesn't have the expansion up. But eating a lot of blizzards, and there's no way that he can really get in anymore. He's only got a 3 fiends. He's got like nothing to kite. 4 fiends coming in. The hero level's starting to even out. CrunCher is almost going to get 5-3-3 here. Wow, he killed so many units.
Yeah, he did kill a lot of units, and the blizzard is continuing to kill more. Gonna take a little bit of damage on his knights there, but you know, gonna trade it for a fiend. A couple of flying machines going down, but it's just a distraction in the back. The fiends are the real prize here that CrunCher wants to get, not the destroyers. That's level 3 paladin, and with that, it's really, really tough to win a fight here for iNSUP.
iNSUP's trying to do it though. He's trying to get the cleave. He's trying to get any amount of damage whatsoever. Rain of Fire, really nice. He's actually Rain of Firing on the Pit Lord. He has an invuln and greater health pot. You gotta pop one of those. Pops the health pot, okay? Keeps the invuln. But he needs to start whittling down the damage. The knights are taking a considerable amount of damage, but look, another fiend getting surrounded. A-bomb slowed. There's no dispel. The dispelled destroyer is way out of the way. That's a big pick off of that A-bomb. That's 3-3 on the heroes. Oh, GG's called. And CrunCher, man, making it look nasty.
Oh my lordy.